So to finish up this little part about the what they call referred pain, because that's what it is. Okay, when we have a viscera of the body, like have something wrong with it. For example, the gallbladder. All right. Ever known somebody with gallbladder issues? Okay. Where is an area that they tend to point to when it may, like, and what kind of symptoms would they tend to say they have if that's the case?
My mom got hers removed. She had to have emergency surgery to get it removed.
And what kind of symptoms was she having?
A lot of abdominal pain.
Okay, and now when you say abdominal, okay, did she point to a specific area where she was hurting?
I think it's on this side. Actually, it's on this side.
Okay, so do we happen to know what quadrant that might be? My right upper quadrant. Okay, RUQ is how you would see it written. Okay, a lot of abdominal pain. Any other types of issues you might hear people say with that? Well, because they would be depending on what might be wrong with the gallbladder. Okay, people could have like attacks of pain, and from what I understand, are very severe. Okay, and sometimes it passes, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, now if I look up to the area that they're showing me are parts. Now note what they're trying to show us. They're trying to show us these areas of skin that would be sore, hurting, aching in relationship to that viscera. So if we were looking at the gallbladder, look at how they're trying to show, like right here, and in some cases, people kind of hurt up into their neck and so forth because of like the gas and the pain and the pressure that it can cause, all right? So see how they're trying to match it up. So if a person were to, I don't know, let's say you've gotten out into the field and you're working and I don't know, say you're in the ER or the doctor's office, whatever the case might be. They come in and like, oof, real severe pain. Then they have other symptoms that could be classic for gallbladder. All right, can you think of any of them?
Jaundice.
Now it's going to be severe. In the case of where, like, and it happens, where the gallbladder has actually begun to leak its contents into the abdomen and very diseased and so forth, it will actually begin to affect the function of the liver, for example, and it can show up as jaundice in the person that's sick. Okay, very sick. But they might have diarrhea, constipation, the stabbing pain, the dull ache, the classic symptoms. Okay, and a lot of times, hopefully, doctor will go ahead, run the test, and say either we need to take it out or other measures need to be taken. The gallbladder surgery is relatively an easy surgery, laparoscopic.
They tried to do her laparoscopic, but it didn't work.
Ended up having to cut her.
And it's still tender now. Like she can't touch her incision. And it was
How long has it been?
It's been over. I think actually no, it's been over 6 years.
Oh wow.
So they
Because
ruptured it.
I guess the way they did it, and whatever hospital she was at, she was so angry because it wasn't a clean incision. That's why I still.
And Brian?
Well, I've like assisted in those surgeries, and they have to like dissect it away from, I can't remember what it is, but they have to dissect it away like tissue from the organ. I can't remember what it is, but they'll rupture it sometimes, and at that point, they may have to go open, because if you rupture it, then it releases all that.
It releases all the bile and stuff into the
They have
abdomen.
to suck it all out, because they have to basically have to clamp both sides of it, and then they can remove it,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if it ruptures or it's too flame, it can get out.
I wonder if that might have been the case. I wonder if it might have already started leaking or something to that.
They get in there and they have to kind of, push it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Did y'all know that that can happen to animals? I didn't either. Okay. I have a pug, and she's now 14 years old, and about 3 years ago. Now, anybody in here ever had a pug? They are just perfect dog as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, I knew something was wrong when she wouldn't get up and eat. I had noticed, for a few days, week or so, things were just not going right. And I'm thinking, maybe I need to take her to the vet. Well, this one particular day, which I was going to make her an appointment that day, and come to find out that morning, normally she's up ready for me to feed her as soon as my alarm went off. Okay, and you do with pugs, you do what they tell you to do. Okay, you do not get to train them. All right, they train you. Well, she didn't even budge. She didn't roll over. I even brought the bowl of food, sat it down in front of her. And when she did nothing, I knew something was wrong. I immediately gathered her up, took her to the animal emergency room up in Mannequin Sabbath, and they kept her for the day, and they're like, we'd like to run some tests, blah, blah, blah. She had gone jaundice because of what had happened with her gallbladder. They had to open her up, do exploratory surgery, and remove her gallbladder. Yeah. And happens to animals too. I did not know that, which is very interesting. So when you look, when patients come in, they have certain areas that they may be pointing to and so forth. Just remember that that could be indicative of something with the viscera pain.
Do certain areas of the body have more pain receptors than other parts, as why things feel more painful for other people?
I'm not sure if it's more of the receptors being present or the person's ability for tolerance. I think there is a major difference in being able to tolerate versus how much is actually there. Yeah. Okay, well today,
Does any of this have anything to do with emotional trauma and things like that being manifested as physical pain? How does that work?
now you're going to find that people have what's called psychosomatic pain, and they will perceive or think that it's there, and it can actually be, because that's the psychological part associated with it, that it could be actually that area that's in pain. So let's see. That's a good example. Heart attack. Good example is a heart attack. People who tend to suffer high levels of anxiety, panic attacks, that sort of thing, one of the things that they will believe is happening to them is a heart attack. But it's basically all of those emotions that are affecting the autonomic nervous system, and it's showing up as a faster heart rate, sweating, and that sort of thing. So there is the psychosomatic. All right, well, for today,